Today I want to talk about the Arc of Life. Now the Arc of Life refers to the neck, and that's real important because that's what supports the skull and actually has a big factor in the rest of our body. Now an arc is a partial circle, and we know from growing up that circles are fun. Let's look. Remember the hula hoops from a long time ago. Baseballs are circles or round, and those games are always fun to go to. And then we can't forget about the Ferris wheels, and they're a circle. And then just polka dots. All this stuff's fun. And circles are functional. Look at the vehicle, the wheels. That's what gets us around on the bike and the car and even on a tractor to get work done. As I mentioned earlier, an arc is a partial circle. And arcs have different functions as well. Now, when we look at the spine, it has 1, 2, 3 arcs. And what's good about the arcs is it gives flexibility, like this hula hoop here. See, it gives. So when we run and jump and play sports and even walk, there's some giving in our spine. So that's what makes arcs very valuable. And arcs also provide strength. Let's look at a couple things here. How about this old remnant there? And how about the St. Louis Arch? You've probably even been there before. That's strong. And here's the earth. Here's an arc of the earth. And then, of course, our cervical spine, our neck, should also have a nice arc for strength purposes. Now, the reason the neck is so important is because inside the canal of the neck, every single nerve that passes through our body first has to pass through that neck. That means the nerves that control our feet, our heart, our lungs, our gallbladder, our stomach, our legs, our torso, our kidneys, they all pass right through this arc. Science tells us that a 45-degree arc will give the spinal cord the most room. So if we look at the neck, here's the 45-degree arc on the x-ray. That will allow that spinal cord to fit real nicely right in between there. And this is really important because, as I said earlier, every single nerve that goes to the body passes through that canal. And if we want to be working at an optimal level, we need that optimal arc. Now when the neck loses its nice arc, as we show here, you can see the neck has not got that arc shape, but it's gone forward and this is pushing back. You can see what happens is, on this image, you can see the spinal cord has a lot of room through here, but right here, it's getting sandwiched. And that's unhealthy. In fact, this famous neurosurgeon, Alfred Bragg, said when you lose that arc, what it does, it stretches the spinal cord up to 5 to 7 centimeters, which can produce pathological tension, which puts the body in a state of disease. Now, when the cervical spine or the neck loses its arc and goes below the 45 degrees, destructive forces start coming on the neck. In fact, this letter was written from the Mayo Clinic, and it says that forward head posture, that's when we lose our 45-degree arc, leads to long-term muscle strain, disc herniations, arthritis, and pinched nerves. Now, when the neck loses its arc and goes under 45 degrees, it starts to damage the cervical spine. And I want to show you a few x-rays that show this. Here's one here. You can see this has dropped to 32 degrees. Look at the change in the neck and the disc. There's bone spurs on there. The disc is starting to degenerate. There's more bone spurs up here. Here's another one, 29 degrees. Disc loss, bone spurs. 21 degrees, bone spur, disc degeneration. Here's another 8 degrees. A lot of stress. This gentleman's younger, so this stuff hasn't shown up yet, but this is under a great deal of stress. A lot of headaches in his life. Here's another one, 35 degrees. Look at that. Loss of disc, bone spurs, stenosis. Here's a 38-degree one. Look at that. Loss of disc, a lot of loss of disc. Bone spurs, more bone spurs, getting in that canal, causing a lot of trouble. Now treatment for this, in other words, how to get the arc back can be done a couple ways. In our office, I use computerized adjusting instrumentation. And I really like this for a couple reasons. One is, I believe it's more precise. It's a stronger force, yet it doesn't hurt. It's painless, and it's also very safe because this instrument has been certified by the FDA and Underwriters Laboratory. We've had great success with this instrument on getting that arc back. Second thing that we have people do is cervical tractioning. Now, here's an example of a neck that's gone, you can see it's very forward, it's got a forward head tilt. So an exercise like this is good because it will take a neck like that and it will help remodel those ligaments and those tendons that are causing some of this to happen. And this is good to do for about 5 minutes. And you don't want to go on much further than that in the beginning because you can get, it might do some irritation. But 5 minutes is a great number. Another tractioning we can do that's real simple is when you're watching TV, just put your elbows on the floor and watch it at that angle, and you can see that neck's going to round out to 45 degrees, just like this picture shows. And that's a 7 to 10 minute thing. I've had patients in here and they go, Dr. Graham, I tried that and I can only do it for 1 minute. And I said, good job, build it up. Again, when we lose that spinal arc, you can see what it does to the spine. There's that disc degeneration, bone spurs, all those things, because this has no arc to it. This kind of person might be having headaches, neck pain, numbness and tingling, or just unexplained symptoms, maybe back pain, maybe reflux, things like that. Now, the trick to getting this better is to just restore the arc of life. And that's to get that back as close to 45 degrees as you can. I'm Dr. Graham, the back pain professor.